Python Jupyter Notebook setup for data visualization. Welcome. This lesson will guide you through setting up a Jupyter Notebook to visualize data using Python. No experience needed. You will learn how to run Python code cells in Jupyter, import popular data visualization libraries, download and preview real-world datasets, make your first plot of real data. Running the cell now. Let us dive in and get started with Python and Jupyter. First, we will stop warnings from cluttering the output. Here we import the warnings module to control messages. This turns off warning messages, so your notebook looks cleaner. Running the cell now. What is a Jupyter Notebook? A Jupyter Notebook lets you run and test Python code in small, easy blocks called cells. You can mix code and text to organize your work. All your work appears in one place. Running the cell now. Let us try running some code in the next cell. Let us start with your very first code cell. Comments start with a hash and are ignored. The print function shows a message below the code. This is a comment line. It is here to remind us that we can write notes in our code. This line will print hello, data world. To the output area below. Print lets us show messages. Running the cell now. Try changing the message in the print function to your own greeting. Let us ask you for your name. Input lets you enter text. You will see a prompt. After you type, we will greet you. Here we use input to wait for your name to be typed. Now we print a welcome message using the name you gave. Running the cell now. Change the prompt or use your nickname if you like. Setting up for data visualization. Data visualization is a way to make numbers and patterns easier to see. We will use two popular Python libraries. Pandas reads and works with data tables. Matplotlib makes charts and plots. Running the cell now. Let us load these libraries next. Now we bring in Pandas and Matplotlib. These packages are the foundation for data visualization in Python. This imports Pandas and gives it a short name, PD, to save typing. This brings in pyplot from Matplotlib so we can make all sorts of charts. Running the cell now. Let us fetch a real dataset. This one has airline passenger numbers over time. We will use the Pandas library to load a CSV, comma-separated values, file from a web link. Let us check its shape, which tells how many rows and columns we have. Let us also look at the first few lines with the head function. This is just a comment. If you see text starting with hash, it is skipped by Python. Here we give the web address of the data file. We read the CSV into a variable called df, our main data table. This prints how many rows and columns are in our data. This shows us a preview of the first few rows, so we see what the data looks like. Running the cell now. Try changing the URL to another dataset or print the last 5 rows with df.tail. What is in this data? This table has 2 columns. Month is the year and month. Passengers is the number of airline passengers in that month. Running the cell now. Now let us see how the passenger numbers change over time. Let us draw a line chart to show passenger numbers by month. We plot month on the x-axis and passengers on the y-axis. First, we set the figure size, so the chart is easier to read. This line creates the line plot of our data. We add a title to explain what the chart shows. This label tells us what months we are looking at, horizontal axis. This label tells us we are measuring the total number of passengers, vertical axis. We rotate the month labels so they do not overlap. This packs everything neatly to fit our notebook. This makes the chart appear below the code. Running the cell now. Try changing the labels or the title to match your style. Sometimes we need just one part of our data. Here, we grab the month column and preview it. Another comment to show how you can take notes in code. This pulls out the month data as its own list. We display the first few months to make sure it worked. Running the cell now. Try extracting the passengers column instead and print some values. Real data can be messy. Let us check if any values are missing. We use isnl and sum to see counts for each column. This is another reminder that a hashtag line is just a comment. This checks every value in the table for blanks. This prints a message to explain our result. This prints out how many missing entries each column has. Running the cell now. You can use this check before making any important plot. Now let us see some basic statistics for the passengers column. Describe gives us count, mean, and more useful numbers. This is yet another comment showing that Python will skip it. This prints details like the smallest, largest, and average values. Running the cell now. See if you can find the highest monthly passenger number in the output. Let us add a new column called year. This will let us group data later by year. We note we are adding a new column, just to stay organized. This creates a new year column by splitting each date at the dash and taking the first part. Now we preview the table to see our new year column. Running the cell now. Try making a column for just the month name. With our year column ready, let us total passengers for each year. We use group B to combine rows by a chosen column. Another comment, showing what the code below will do. This line creates a total passenger count for every year in the data. Now we print out the year-by-year results. Running the cell now. Now let us visualize the yearly totals using a bar chart. Bar charts help compare totals side by side. Another note here to explain what will happen. This creates our bar chart with a nice color. We add a title to explain what we are showing. This tells us what the bars measure. This tells us what years we are looking at. And this finally shows the chart. Running the cell now. Try changing the bar color or making a horizontal bar with kind equals bar. Sometimes we try to get data that is not there. This can cause errors. A try and except block helps us handle these problems safely. We are showing how to check for mistakes in code. The try here tells Python to attempt the next step. If the column is missing, this error is caught below. We print a clear message instead of a scary error. If there is a problem, this prints column not found. Running the cell now. Always check your column names and use try blocks to avoid crashing your code. Let us try a mini project. What was the busiest month? We will use IDSmax to find where passengers hits the highest value, then show that row. Project step, see if you can find the busiest time ever for the airline. This finds which row has the largest number in passengers. Let us print a label. Here we show the row from the table that matches the biggest number. Running the cell now. Try finding the month with the fewest passengers too. You can save your charts as image files. This helps you share or use them later. Let us save the chart to your working folder. This is a note to let you know what is next. Set up the plot size again for a different look. Plot the data in green for something new. Add a short, clear title. Pack elements tight for clear output. This commands Matplotlib to write the plot image to a file. Let us print a short message so you know it worked. Running the cell now. Try changing the file name or the color before saving. Let us practice by trying to load a new dataset. You can paste another CSV website address, or just press enter to use a built-in one. This note is a prompt to try it yourself. Here we ask for a new data file. Input lets us type or just press enter. This checks, if nothing is typed, we use a preset shampoo sales dataset. Here is the default link in case you skip typing your own. We load the data to custom_df using the link provided. Now let us print a note that we are previewing the new file. Show the top rows, so you can see what the new data looks like. Running the cell now. Try changing the dataset to something from the hint or your own collection. Challenge, explore and plot another dataset. Can you find the biggest value in a new column? Try using describe and IDSmax on your practice dataset. Make a line plot of any numerical data. Remember, experiment and see what happens. Running the cell now. Recap. Great job! Here is what you have done. Learn to run Python cells in Jupyter. Loaded real data with Pandas. Made and customized several charts. Practiced exploring new datasets. Keep trying new datasets and plots to build your skills. Running the cell now. Thanks and next steps. Practicing with your own data is the fastest way to learn. Try a challenge from this lesson or check out more tutorials on our channel. Please like, subscribe, or leave a comment if this helped you. Running the cell now. Try making a plot from your favorite topic and let us know how it went in the comments.